UFC Fight Night Volkov versus Rozenstruik, most confident picks. Now, it's a very good fight card. There's some really solid prospects, some debuting fighters like Henat Fakhretdinov, Karina Silva's on the card, we got Lucas Almeida, and we got the light heavyweight Askar Mozarov. So there's a lot of unpredictability surrounding this card because you can't really be super confident on either guy, especially when one of the fighters is making their UFC debut, because you don't know if maybe that the skill that they were showing on the regional scene is the skill that they're going to be able to show inside the UFC, because the skill level of opponents is so much different from promotion to promotion. But there are going to be some clear confident picks, some clear fights that I'm like, yeah, for sure they're going to win the fight. But it's a good fight card. You got Volkov, Jairzinho in the main event, Dan Ige, Movsar Evloev in the co-main event. Other than that, there's no other main cards. They haven't really announced that yet, but I'm assuming Aaron Blankfield, JJ Aldrich is going to be on the main card. Joe Selecki, Alex Da Silva probably on the main card, and then either Alonso Minifield, Askar Mozarov, or Henat Fakhretdinov and Andreas Michelidis. So there's going to be good fights, but we're going to go with the first fight of the night, actually the last fight of the night, in Alexander Volkov and Jairzinho Rozenstruik. How confident are we in this fight? Now, I am going to go Alexander Volkov to win the fight, but it's very tough, because every time Jairzinho Rozenstruik comes off a loss, especially against these big names like Francis Ngannou, Cyril Gane, Curtis Blades, every time he loses to these guys, he comes back with an emphatic knockout. Knocked out Junior Dos Santos, knocked out Augusto Sakai after those losses. Same with Volkov. He comes back after the loss from Cyril Gane and beats Marcin Tybura. After every one of these guys' losses, they come back with a very emphatic finish, but it's very tough. Alexander Volkov, I do have him winning this fight, but it's not a confident pick whatsoever. In terms of confidence, he's not confident, he's not super confident, he's just going to be a slight lean right there. And if I were to label the confidence 1 out of 10, it would be just 6 out of 10. It's not a confident pick whatsoever, just a slight lean towards Alexander Volkov, because yes, he is the better striker, yes, he does throw more volume, but if Jairzinho were to throw the similar volume to Alexander Volkov and just push the pace, come forward on Volkov, he can clearly win that fight. That's why it's just a slight lean, 6 out of 10 going for Alexander Volkov. Co-main event, Movsar Evloev and Dan Ige. This one's a little bit easier. This one I will say is going to be my first super confident pick of the night. We have the undefeated 15-0 Russian, who is younger, who's going to be a little bit lengthier in terms of reach, has the better wrestling, has a little bit more volume, and is overall probably going to win this fight by a decision. And Dan Ige losing to Chan Sung Jung, Josh Emmett, Calvin Kattar, all of those 3 fights except for the Josh Emmett one, he was taken down in. Chan Sung Jung took him down multiple times, Calvin Kattar took him down, and then Josh Emmett didn't take him down, but he didn't attempt any takedowns. So Movsar should be able to go out there and out-wrestle him. And in my opinion, Movsar is definitely a super confident pick, and he's going to be around a 9 out of 10 confidence. He's one of my most confident guys on the card. There's no such thing as a 10 out of 10 confident fighter, but this is as close as you can get, because Dan Ige's wrestling has not looked so good against Chan Sung Jung, or even Calvin Kattar, a boxer, was able to take him down. So Movsar Evloev is about 9 out of 10. Maybe you can justify like an 8.5 out of 10, because there's a possibility Ige can knock him out like he did Gavin Tucker. That's why there's no 10 out of 10. But I'm going to go Movsar Evloev as a super confident pick. After that one, we got Karina Silva and Poliana Botelho. This is a good fight. Karina is making her debut, a lot of finishes in her career. Poliana Botelho, she's been in the UFC for a while, beating Siri Kondo, Lauren Mueller, bullfighters outside of the UFC, losing to Calvillo, Jillian Robertson, and Luana Carolina. Personally, I do have Karina Silva winning this fight, and it's going to be just a straight-up slight lean, but it's a little bit more confident than the other slight lean that we've already mentioned in Alexander Volkov, just because she's a finisher. She goes out there every time, and she finishes the fights, and Poliana Botelho, it really seems like the UFC is just trying to build Karina Silva's name off of Poliana Botelho. She's 33 and a half years old, on a 2-fight losing streak, losing to Cynthia Calvillo as well. Looks like they're just trying to build the name of Karina Silva. So She is a slight lean. She's almost there to be a confident pick. So we're going to have her right around a 7 out of 10 confidence level. Maybe I'm going to change. I'm going to say 6.5 out of 10 because it is her UFC debut. It's going to be a slight lean there. Karina Silva is just going to be a little bit more confident than Alexander Volkov. So far, Alexander Volkov, 6 out of 10 confidence. Movsar Evloev, 8.5 out of 10 confidence. Karina Silva, 6.5 out of 10 confidence. Then we go on to another flyweight fight, this time for the men. Clearly, they're trying to push Jeff Molina to get the win here. He's a taller, he's lengthier, he's a better boxer, he's the more exciting fighter, he's a finisher, except for kind of in the UFC, beat Richie Lang and Jacob Silva, both by decision, but he's a really good boxer, man. He's got very, very good striking, and Zhalga Zhumagulov also has decent striking, but it's mainly on the fact that he's good at pressuring you and things like that. He doesn't get finished all too much. The only time recently was Manel Kape, one of the biggest finishers in this flyweight division. Other than that, it was only Vartan Asatiran way back in 2015, and that was his only time that he got finished. He beat Tagir Lembekov, Ali Bagantinov, Tyson Nam, and plenty of other guys on the regional scene, not to mention he's been losing to solid guys as well. Manel Kape, top tier flyweight. Amir Albazi, top tier flyweight. Halion Paiva, decent bantamweight fighter there. So this is not going to be a confident pick whatsoever. This is like a 5.2 lean for Jeff Molina. I mean, it's nowhere near a confident pick because Zhalga Zhumagulov, his pressure and his volume on the feet is absolutely insane. And the fact that he has the wrestling to fall back on, there's no way I could have Jeff Molina as one of my most confident picks of the card. This is probably I would say, closest fight on the card because it could just be a Zhalga Zhumagulov pressure fest. Comes forward on Jeff Molina and edges out a decision. I still have Jeff Molina winning. I think he can stay away from the pressure, land the harder shots on the feet, defend most of the takedowns, but I'm going to have him as only a 5.5 out of 10 confidence. It's not a confident pick by any means because Jeff Molina, we haven't really seen him against a legit wrestler. Dana Da Silva was good. I mean, nowhere near Zhalga Zhumagulov, I'll be honest with you. Other than that, no real wrestlers and grapplers. So this is a big test for Jeff Molina. That's why he's only at 5.5. After that, when we go on to another one in the flyweight division, Ode Osborne and Zaruk Adashev, 29, almost 30 years old, and then a 30-year-old Ode Osborne, who's going to be 2 inches taller with a 7-inch reach advantage. My prediction for the fight was Ode Osborne to win, and it's tough because Zaruk has very, very deadly leg kicks, as he's shown in the Ryan Benoit fight. That's about it. He's a very good kickboxer. He can just out-volume you, but is he going to be landing the harder shots? I don't think so. Does he have the wrestling? Does he have the grappling? I don't think so. I think Ode Osborne should clearly get the win here, but it's one of those where, yes, theoretically and logically, Ode Osborne should easily get this win. But Zaruk is a dangerous opponent because he has one-punch power. He could just throw a big left hook, right hook like he did on Tevin Dice and Bellator and knock you out. For sure he could. And he could just land the leg kicks like he did with Ryan Benoit and get the finish. So when you look at the fight, logically, you probably go Ode Osborne to win the fight like 9 out of 10 of the time. But there are those intangibles like the leg kick game of Zaruk Adashev, that one-punch power that he has, and the fact that Ode has been finished plenty of times in his career, got knocked out bad against Manel Kape. The possibilities that Zaruk wins. So I think Ode Osborne is enough to be a confident pick, but nowhere near like a moves or evil or anything like that. 7 out of 10 confidence for Ode Osborne. So right now, that's so far what we have right there. I might not even be remembering it correctly, but Ode Osborne, 7 out of 10 confidence. Jeff Molina, 5.5 out of 10 confidence. Karina Silva, 6.5. Movsar Evloev, 8.5. And then Alexander Volkov at 6 out of 10. That is what I have so far. Then we got Hinat Fakhretdinov and Andrias Michalidis. This is tough. This is very, very tough because Hinat is a confident pick. I'll say that right now. He's at least a 6.5, but he could be a little bit more than that. Hinat is interesting because he's a very legit guy. He's got crazy power in his hands, and he's got really good wrestling as well. So I think this should be an easy win, but something about Hinat is is worrying me is that he has not fought the best competition throughout his entire career. It was only the last 3 fights where he started to fight more legit fighters, but I'm still going to have Hanat as a 7 out of 10, right around the same as Ode Osborne, in a confident picks range. So he's going to be a confident pick, about 7 out of 10. Aaron Blanchfield, however you say that one, is going to be the exact same as Movil Evloev, no more, no less. She's a really good wrestler. She's got very good trips against the cage, really good takedowns, very good pressure. Her striking's legit as well. She's got the power on the feet to beat you there as well. I mean, even if the fight stays on the feet, we saw the head kick knockout that she got on Victoria. So had a hiccup. That she got on Victoria Leonardo inside Invicta FC. She's got really good striking as well. So I think her and Movsar are obviously my most confident guys of the card and girls of the card. So I'm gonna have Aaron as an 8.5 out of 10. Then we got Mike Trizano. That's another one where it's right around that Hanat Fakhretdinov, Ode Osborne range, but it's a little bit less. It's just a little bit less with how close of decisions that Mike Trizano is having. I mean, look at his career so far. Split decision wins over both Luis Pena and Joe Giannetti, 2 guys that are currently outside of the UFC, then beat Ludovic Klein. A lot of people thought he lost those fights. He lost to Grant Dawson and Hakeem Dawodu, 2 legit guys, but still. The fact that his fights are that close, with a guy like Lucas Almeida with that intangible, that he can throw flying knees, throw big shots, and possibly steal the rounds on the judges' scorecards, that makes it interesting. So I originally was going to have Mike Trizano around that Hanat Fakhretdinov, Ode Osborne type of range, but I'm going to have him as only a 6 out of 10 confidence. I was going to have him 6.5, 7 around Hanat, but he's just... there's going to be moments in this fight where the volume is going to be very even. Mike is going to land a little bit more volume, but Lucas can totally just throw one big shot and win the round there. So it's very close. That one could definitely go either way, but I think Mike should definitely edge it out. That's why he's only at a 6 out of 10 confidence. Benoit Saint Denis, Nicolas Stolz, another 6 out of 10. Very inconsistent Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, sometimes he goes out there, takes the fight down, dominates it, but if he can't take the fight down, and if he can't control it there, he'll just get outstruck for 3 rounds, like he did in his last fight against Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. I don't think that's going to happen, but there's a good shot it does. Nicolas is no slouch on the ground. He's got decent jiu-jitsu and wrestling, so it's just going to be a 6 out of 10 confidence, around Mike Trizano range, and around like the Jeff Molina type of range, but Jeff is a little bit less than that. Yeah, so I'm going to have Benoit Saint Denis at 6 out of 10. Then we got Joe Selecki, Alex da Silva. This one is going to be right around that Hanat Fakhretdinov range. It's going to be a confident pick as well. So far, if we look back on the card, Benoit Saint Denis, Mike Trizano, let's see, Jeff Molina, and then Karina Silva, those are all like slight leans. I'm just like slightly going towards them 5.5, 6, 6.5 range. And then Alexander Volkov as well. Like super confident picks are Movsar Evloev and Aaron Blanchfield. Then confident picks so far are Ode Osborne and Hanat Fakhretdinov. And then now we got Joe Selecki as well on that list. He's just a better wrestler, better grappler, and the striking really is not that bad. It's not the best. Obviously, Alex da Silva is gonna have the advantage. That's why he's probably on one of the lower tiers of confidence there. But I would have him a little bit more confident than an Ode Osborne, but a little bit less confident than a Hanat Fakhretdinov and things like that. But he would be a confident pick. Alonzo, and would be around 7 out of 10 confidence. Alonzo Menifield's tough. That one is just going to be a slight lean for sure. Can't be confident, can't be super confident by any means. That one is going to be right around that Jeff Molina range. 5.5 out of 10. It's going to be a knockout from either guy. Just, I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be a crazy fight for as long as it lasts. 5.5 out of 10 confidence for Alonzo Menifield. And then Tony Gravely, another guy that I'm going to have at that 5.5, 6 out of 10 confidence. Another slight lean for Tony Gravely right there. So let's go through our slight lean. Slight lean number 1, Alexander Volkov, 6 out of 10 confidence. Slight lean number 2, Karina Silva, probably around that 6.5 out of 10 confidence. Jeff Molina, one of my least confident guys of the card, at 5.5 out of 10 confidence. Ode Osborne, 7 out of 10 confidence. If we were trying to go in our just slight leans at first, so we'll redo that one. Volkov, 6 out of 10 confidence. Karina Silva, 6.5 out of 10 confidence. Jeff Molina, 5.5 out of 10 confidence. Mike Trizano right there, about 6 out of 10 confidence. Benoit Saint Denis, 6 out of 10 confidence. Alonzo Menifield, 5.5 out of 10 confidence. And Tony Gravely at 6 out of 10 confidence. Those are going to be the slight leans for the confident picks, the ones that I actually think most of the time they're probably going to win the fight. Joe Selecki at 7 out of 10 confidence. Henat Fakhretdinov, 7 out of 10 confidence. Ode Osborne, 7 out of 10 confidence. And then the super confident picks, Aaron Blankfield and Movsar Evloev, 8.5 out of 10 confidence for both fighters right there. Now, the last part of the video that you guys are probably waiting for is most confident to least confident. First off, number 1 most confident, Aaron Blankfield. Number 2, Movsar Evloev. Number 3, I would say Henat Fakhretdinov. Number 4, Joe Selecki. Number 5, Ode Osborne. Number 6, this is where it starts to get a little bit tough. Number 6 would probably be Karina Silva. Number 7, it's tough at this point. Number 7 would be either Alexander Volkov, Benoit Saint Denis, or Mike Trizano. Number 7 is going to be... We'll go Benoit Saint Denis. Number 8, Mike Trizano. Number 9, Alexander Volkov. Number 10 would have to be Tony Gravely. Number 11, Alonzo Menifield. And number 12, Jeff Molina. I'm just really not that confident on Jeff Molina in that fight. So those are most confident to least confidence right there at 1 out of 10 rankings on how confident I am on every single fighter. If I'm slightly leaning, if I'm confident on them, or if I am super confident on them. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure to subscribe and check the link down below in the description to become a channel member for only $3 a month to see all of my best MMA best. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and put your confident picks down below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.